7-6 win at Mountain View, and also racked up 62 tackles last season at his inside linebacker position. Sophomore Tadadrian Baker, 6'4", 170 pounds, he worked out at quarterback in the spring and was a starting point guard for the varsity basketball team as a freshman.
Wow. So
a talented young man there, no doubt. Junior Jeremy Raka, or Raka rather, R-A-C-C-A is the way that's spelled, is 5'9", 140 pounds, got 4.6 speed, racked up 314 yards and 2 touchdowns in 2021, despite missing 6 games last year with a broken collarbone. Junior fullback Nick Franklin, 5'10", 230 pounds, averaged 5 yards per carry last season. Also, senior Robert Lee, 6 foot, 190 pounds, and sophomore Corey Williams, 6'4", 175 pounds, have great height at the receiver position, but I suspect that senior Robert Lee is not going to play tonight. I see him down there, and I believe that's him in street clothes, and don't think he is going to play, and they're going to miss him because he had 42 tackles at the safety position last year. Now, Williams has 4.6 speed. You're also going to see him working in the secondary tonight as well. Got some decent size up front, Brent, but far from the biggest team that we have faced or will face. They've got some decent team speed, but almost everyone goes two ways, and with some disciplinary measures taking 4 or 5 of these guys out of the lineup, it's even going to make that worse, I think, tonight, Brent.
Yeah, it's looking like an undermanned Raider team. However, they do run kind of that double wing offense, and that could give the Ricebird defense a little trouble.
It could. We've seen that already this year. Of course, at Star City with a similar offense where hard time keeping up. Hey, from an announcer position,
who's got the ball?
Hard time following the ball, and it's got to be tough when you're down there in the trenches as well. It's the Freemeyers Best Brands Plus Ricebird pregame show tonight on a kind of a smoky, overcast evening. It's in the upper 70s here at Mosley Stadium. Very comfortable night for football as we see the Stuttgart Ricebird marching band making their way out onto the field as opening ceremonies here are just a few minutes away. Brent, let's talk briefly, and then we'll take a break during the opening ceremonies. Let's talk briefly about the Ricebirds' loss 2 weeks ago at Harding Academy. Of course, Harding Academy, private school out of Searcy, and it was ugly early and often for the Ricebirds as they just had a hard time getting untracked.
Yeah, Lynn, you took the words right out of my mouth there. It was all Harding Academy in the first half. They sprinted out to a 28-0 lead there, and the Ricebird offense just couldn't get on track at all until right before halftime when they mounted up a drive there and got a field goal. Jack Hosman put it through and cut it down to 28-3. And then the Birds come out after halftime and put together a couple more drives, but it was just too much Harding Academy 2 weeks ago Friday night.
Well, it was, and again, the Ricebirds, number one, and I'm not being critical at all, but they've not played well on the road really for the last couple of years.
You're right,
for whatever reason. And I know it's one thing that kind of makes some of the coaches want to pull their hair out sometimes when you have a hard time getting these guys ready to play when they crawl off of that bus after they've been on it for more than an hour. But I was really impressed, and you mentioned it, when we came out in the second half, bang, bang, we hadn't stopped Harding Academy all night long. Stop them twice with 3 and outs, get the ball, score both times, and all of a sudden, Brent, with a quarter and a half left to go in the game, Ricebirds are only down 8-10.
Yeah, they were getting back in the game, but then it was like the Wildcats said, "Wait a minute now, we're not going to let you back in the game. Let's get back on a roll here. And then they got a couple more touchdowns late, but because it was looking in the first half like it was creeping toward that mercy rule, but thankfully, the Birds kept it under that mark.
They did, and of course, we also ended up losing another starter as well. For tonight's game because of an injury late in that one. All right, we are at the point here in our pregame show. We're going to take a break as we are getting ready for our national anthem and the Stuttgart alma mater here. The Ricebird Band is out ready for that. So Brent and I are going to take a break here, and we will be back with the remainder of our Freemeyers Best Brands Plus Ricebird pregame show in 4 minutes.
In the south end zone for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Local economy and help create local jobs by keeping your dollars in town. When you shop local, for every $100 spent, roughly $70 of it is returned to local activity. By supporting local business, you're helping local nonprofits, our schools, and our city's infrastructure, creating the identity of our community. And because great customer service is everything to our shop owners, you're ensured not just shorter lines when you shop local, but a better personal experience. This is Kim Buffet with Coker-Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop, thanking you for your support. Whether you shop us today or our neighbors, please make sure you are shopping in Stuttgart or the local businesses in your own city. Help breathe life into local communities by supporting local business.
Like you, Stedman's Ace Hardware is passionate about their community. They support the Lions Club, Fight Like a Kid, and numerous other organizations, including youth, high school, and adult sports programs. Whether helping their neighbors or helping their customers, Stedman's Ace Hardware truly is the helpful place. Shop Weber Grills, Blackstone Griddles, Traeger Pellet Grills and Pellets, and more, and get all the help you need at Stedman's Ace Hardware, 110 South College in downtown Stuttgart. Stedman's Ace Hardware, the helpful place.
$20 an hour. You heard that right. Lennox Industries' state-of-the-art air-conditioned factory in Stuttgart, Arkansas is now offering $20 an hour starting pay, in addition to no mandatory weekend work, making it a great place to start a new and exciting career. We invite you to become a member of the strongest commercial HVAC manufacturing. Looking for a place to establish a long-term career where you can grow? Then Lennox Industries in Stuttgart wants you. Lennox offers the combination of pay and overall benefits package in the industry and has been operating in Stuttgart since 1974. If you are ready to kickstart your career and join an industry-leading company in HVAC, then visit linuxinternational.com/careers or text MyCoolJobs to 97211.
Flu shots are available now at Urgent Care of Stuttgart for ages 6 months and up. No appointment is necessary. Simply walk in. Most major insurance providers are accepted, and you can call ahead to 672-0911 to find out if you're covered. Supplies are limited. Get your flu shot today at Urgent Care of Stuttgart. And if you start to experience a sudden onset fever, chills, aches, tiredness, a sore throat, or dry cough, visit Urgent Care for treatment without a wait. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Urgent Care of Stuttgart at 22nd and Park Avenue. Get sick, get seen today.
Freemeyer's Best Friends Plus has been supporting Ricebirds athletics for 43 years in Stuttgart. We're honored to be a part of the Ricebird tradition. Freemeyer's has joined with some of the best brands in America, including Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Lazy Boy, and Sealy, to be able to supply our customers with the best values. Now Freemeyer's has gone a step further with guaranteed price matching. If you need home furnishings, make sure you check with Freemeyer's, 201 South Main in downtown Stuttgart. Best brands, best prices, best people.
When you're looking to sell your house or find a new home, you want a name you can trust. Sandra Brothers at Brothers Realty in Stuttgart is an Arkansas County native dedicated to providing the finest real estate sales and service available. Brothers Realty guarantees you the personal and professional care you need when making such important decisions. You can trust Brothers Realty to have your best interest at heart. Call Sandra Brothers at 870-659-4218. Visit brothers-realty.com or browse listings at Brothers Realty on Facebook and Instagram.
And we welcome you back to Ned Mosley Stadium on the campus of Stuttgart High School in Stuttgart, Arkansas. I'll figure that mute button out eventually here, Brent. Sorry for the dead air there, folks. We had it on mute there, and I apologize as we came back. We are set for 2-4A conference football tonight as the Stuttgart Ricebirds play host to the Riverview Raiders here as the Ricebirds look to get their first win in conference play on the season, and so do the Riverview Raiders. Stuttgart Ricebirds, as we talked about in the last segment, coming off you got to say a disappointing loss to the Harding Academy Wildcats, 45-13, and it was a game that was lopsided on the scoreboard and also, Brent, lopsided on the stats as far as that's concerned, too.
Yes, it was. 438 total yards for the Harding Academy Wildcats. 327 of that in the first half when they put up 31 points, and to 293 for Stuttgart. They were led on the ground by Cedric Hawkins, who had 17 carries for 115 yards and 1 touchdown. But just not much offense for the Ricebirds last week to go around, as we had Jack Hosman was our player of the game, which is great kicking and punting as well last week.
Harding Academy, of course, their quarterback had a stellar night.
Yes, he did. Sophomore Owen Miller, 15 out of 17, 249 yards and 2 TDs. 15 out of 17, you can't get much better than that.
Not much better than that. I tell you what, production all over the field for them.
It was.
And tackling was spot on.
It was, yeah. It was. Yeah, that's one area that I was kind of surprised that, I thought the Ricebirds with their speed might be able to break some long plays, but were very, very fundamentally sound from the Harding Academy Wildcats.
It really was, and that was pretty much what we expected, although Coach Price told me this week that he went and watched them play Lone Oak last week, and he said, boy, I wish we could have played that set of Harding Academy Wildcats, because he said they had to have a safety late in the second half to just take the lead in that game, and then they go on and score another time or two there that put some distance between them. But he said they were not nearly as sharp as they were, and that might be understandable. Maybe they had gotten so far up to take care of the Ricebirds. And
they've been looking forward to that game all year, and it's their first conference game, first home game for them as well, and that was sort of their Super Bowl type effort, and boy, they look great.
Yeah, they really did, and came away with a 45-13 win over the Stuttgart Ricebirds that pretty well solidified their position as the number one team in the conference, Brent. As we look at the conference standings, of course, we've had some teams with off weeks, including the Ricebirds last week, so not everybody's played 2 games.
Yeah.
But of everybody that has played 2, Harding's won both of theirs. Ball Knob 1-0, a bit of a surprise there as they took care of Heber Springs last week, Brent.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the Bald Knob and Heber are 2 teams that you never can quite figure out until you play them. They'll jump up there and beat somebody that you don't think, and then they'll lose a game where they should win maybe. But Bald Knob 2-3 on the year, but 1-0 overall. As they take on Harding Academy tonight, though, so I think they're probably going to fall to 1-1.
They could very well do that. We've got 3 teams at 1-1: Lone Oak, Heber Springs, and Cave City. Speaking of Cave City, that was Riverview's opponent last week.
Right.
Cave City, a bit of a surprise in that one to me, Brent.
Yeah, 21-7. Cave City is another one of those teams who has been in the 2-4A, albeit quite a few years ago. So we have no idea, what to expect out of them. We don't see them,
Right.
on film or anything at all. But, a big win last week, 21-7.
Cave City held the ball for nearly 11 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Wow,
think about that.
That is tough to do right there.
That's hard to do, and that's hard to beat a team that can do that.
You're right.
No doubt about that. Looking at the rest of the standings, Stuttgart still winless at 0-1, but a 3-2 overall record, and then Riverview 1-5 overall, and they are 0-2. Now, in addition to Riverview at Stuttgart tonight, you mentioned Ball Knob at Harding Academy. Got to think Harding Academy, just their second home game of the year, going to get a win there over a real close rival. I mean, Ball Knob just 10 miles down the road from them there.
Yeah.
And then Lone Oak at Cave City. We'll see if Cave City's really got something there or not.
Yeah, that's right. And Lone Oak coming off that tough loss last week, going on the road to a Cave City team, that you don't see very often. Yeah, so I would definitely be anxious to see that score.
And then, of course, Heber Springs takes the night off. And a lot of our fans, maybe not consistent fans, may wonder about the open dates. And the reason is Mountain View was originally scheduled to be in our conference, and then they elected to go with 8-man football, which left everybody with an extra open date there. And that's why we're making our way through those right now. But Heber Springs is off tonight. Quick look at next week. Cave City will be at Stuttgart. Brent, homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming. Next Friday night, and we'll be looking forward to that Cave City Lone Oak score just to see what kind of squad they have. But they are 1-5 on the year, so much in the same realm, I think, as the Raiders here tonight.
Heber Springs at Lone Oak, and for whatever reason, those two always play close.
Yeah, they do. No matter their records, there's always a high-scoring shootout, it seems like.
And then Ball Knob will be at Riverview, and that really is a close
that is
rival.
a short one.
I mean,
there.
They can just about get dressed in their own dressing rooms and walk.
You're right.
That kind of reminds me of Ouachita and Henderson State's matchup there. They are really close together. Well, we are getting close to the kickoff of this one here tonight. About 2 minutes to go before we kick this one off here at Ned Mosley Stadium tonight. The Stuttgart Ricebird Band have already concluded their pregame activities, but they have formed a funnel coming out of the big Ricebird run-through that is located on the northwest corner of the field here at Mosley Stadium. Lots of fans out here, Brent, and seeing a lot of pink out here as well tonight.
That's right, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and even my kindergarten son had his pink breast cancer socks on yesterday at school.
There you go, and we'll see that. I've already seen some of the socks and T-shirts and things on some of the football players as well, and want to mention that there will be a big balloon release here just as the Ricebirds come through this run-through, and I see the football team loading up into their tunnel. The Ricebird cheerleaders are down there as well, and of course the cheerleaders have a big paper run through that the team will bust through as well. Brent, I don't know that many teams that have the support of the big run through that is there for every game, home or away.
Yes.
And also the big paper run throughs that takes hours and hours for the cheerleaders to prepare.
That's right. Stuttgart cheerleaders have always had the biggest paper run through of any school ever. When I was at the Robinson game last week, they had, with just one of those little Velcro ones, and they're playing Valonia as well, and they had a small one like that. So, even the big 5A schools can't compare with the Stuttgart cheerleaders.
Brent, it makes me think when I was in school, and this was 100 years ago, they used the pole vaulting poles to prepare those on each side. And then you have to have guy wires to help hold them up.
Yeah.
So, it's quite a production to prepare those, and the cheerleaders have done that. Plus, you've got 4 cheerleaders with flags as well. And I got to tell you, you're running with those great big flags. As far as they carry them, that's a pretty good job as well.
It is. Yes, it is. When we have a pretty good breeze tonight coming out of the northeast there, so those flags are going to be standing straight out when they take off, which should be any time now. We have our captains are meeting out at midfield, and we're just about a minute or two away from kickoff.
All right, Brent will have those captains for us here in just a second. And want to mention again, balloon release going to happen here just as the team runs through the run-through. And we want to thank you for listening to the Freemeyer's Best Brands Plus Ricebird pregame show tonight from Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. Freemeyer's located on 2nd and Main Street in Stuttgart. They've got that price match guarantee, so if you need furniture, appliances, whatever, you go down there. You don't have to worry about going to the big city because you're going to get the best deal right here, and I can promise you the best service after the sale. A lot of great brands as well, like Lazy Boy, and I talk about this every week, how nice it is to have a really nice, comfortable Lazy Boy recliners to enjoy all the football in the fall, and you can get it at Freemeyer's Best Brands Plus. Give them a call and see what they've got in stock. 870-673-6426. Freemeyer's, proud sponsors of Ricebird pregame show every Friday night. Well, the Stuttgart Ricebird cheerleaders are ready to hoist their big paper run through, and let's see what that says. It says the Ricebirds are sailing for a victory, and they've got what a big pirate ship on there.
Yes,
Brent.
that's it. Yep, that's it. They were standing on each other's shoulders just to hold it up, and I see the smoke coming out, and the team is not far behind.
That's right, and the wind giving the cheerleaders fits, but let me tell you, they're hanging in there with it. And as Brent mentioned, cheerleaders on cheerleaders' shoulders holding those tall poles with that big run-through. Stadium music is cranked up. As Brent mentioned, here comes the steam out of the run-through. Still waiting on the signal. Riverview Raiders have made their way on the field. Here come the Stuttgart Ricebirds busting through the paper run-through. And as many times, the number 1 Ricebird out of that tunnel is number 7, Jack Hossman.
That's right, Jack Hossman with his pink towel and pink mouthpiece tonight out there. All right.
Right there with him as well. Number 52, Carter Wheeler, second one out of the run through. And here go the pink balloons as they make their way into the little bit of an overcast sky here on the prairie in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of activities will be going on all month long, and of course they get it started right here at Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. Brent, who are our captains for tonight's game?
All right, for the Riverview Raiders, number 65, Larson Bailey, number 7, Johnny Montalvan, and number 2, Epifanio Martinez. I sure hope I said that right. For the Ricebirds, it's number 44, A.J. Higgins, number 8, Kendrick Hawkins, and number 55, James Noble. And the Ricebirds will receive to open the game tonight.
And they'll be defending the north goal. They'll be traveling from the left to the right. They've got their home maroon on, all maroon with white numbers. They've got maroon helmets with the Flying Bird logo on the left side, their jersey number on the right side. The Riverview Raiders, they've got silver helmets, silver pants, white jerseys with dark blue numbers, Brent, and the worst numbers in the world were on the Riverview Raiders at Riverview.
Yes. That black jerseys with like
4 or
dark,
5 years ago.
Black jerseys with like dark purple, with like purple numbers or something
So
on.
thank you, Riverview, for the great jerseys tonight. Number 7 moves up, puts his foot into it, and we are underway. This one is going to go out of bounds on the far side. The Ricebirds can take it at about the 38-yard line, or they can have them re-kick it. Let's see what Coach Price has them do.
It looks like we're going to take it right there.
All right, going to be a good spot for the Ricebirds. And we want to thank you for listening to Stuttgart Ricebird football tonight. I'm Lynn Keller, sitting alongside my good friend and broadcast partner, Brent Whitman. And also, of course, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the EAB Sports Network Stuttgart Ricebirds YouTube channel for our live stream. Jonathan Watson, Chris Armstrong manning our cameras. Here come the Ricebirds to the line of scrimmage. After the 5-yard penalties marked off, Birds will have it at their own 43-yard line. First down and 10 on the far hash mark. Deontay Clark at quarterback, back to pass, looking, still looking, dancing. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Got a little bit of room over the left side, breaks a tackle. He's across midfield, first down and more. He's at the 35, the 30, and going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Let's see where they do mark it. Yes, 25-yard line of the Riverview Raiders. Boy, he had all the time in the world, Brent.
Boy, he did great blocking up front by the Ricebird line. Nobody opened downfield, so Clark just used his legs that time and picked up 32 yards for a first down.
Landon Melnichuk is out tonight, was injured last week, and really he's kind of been nursing an injury, I guess, back since the Forest City game. Handoff, Hawkins over the left side, 20, 15, spin move at the 10, and down finally at the 5-yard line. First down, goal to go, Ricebirds.
20 yards for Cedric Hawkins up the middle on that play. Made a nice spin move at about the 10-yard line, and it took about 3 Raiders to bring him down at the 11. First and goal for the Ricebirds at the Raider 6. We're just underway here in the first quarter.
Birds moving from the left to the right on your radio dial, from the north to the south here at Mosley Stadium. Still on the far hash mark, 2 wide outs to the right. Slot on the left, handoff, Hawkins using his blockers, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Ricebirds. Cedric Hawkins gets the Ricebirds on the board first. 11:13 to go, 6-0 Stuttgart.
6 yards for Hawkins following his blockers along the side, and it doesn't take the Ricebirds long. 3 plays, and they have their first touchdown of the night on the board. So definitely off to a great start tonight for the Ricebirds as we see Jack Hosman on attempted PAT.
Holding his number 21, Elliott Boyd. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it's good. And the Stuttgart Ricebirds out to a quick 7-0 lead over the Riverview Raiders. We're back with more Stuttgart Ricebird football in 30 seconds.
With on-screen tellers serving you 7 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 till noon on Saturdays. Go to mebaking.com to locate more MVP centers as you travel across the state from Jonesboro to the Bank of Fayetteville. Always finding a better way at Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC.
And a brighter day up ahead.
And we welcome you back to Stuttgart Ricebird football, powered by Petrus in Stuttgart. Petrus with 2 locations, 19th and Main for Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, and also out across from Max Prairie Wings. That's 2350 Highway 63 North for Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Petrus, they got your transportation needs on the Grand Prairie covered. And the Stuttgart Ricebirds draw first blood here in this conference shootout, and the Ricebirds, Jack Hausman just squibs it right along, bounces it off of number 45, who jumps on it, and then he takes a brutal lick by the Ricebirds. I'm a little surprised, Brent, maybe we didn't see a penalty on that.
Yeah, no, I am too. I was looking for it. I know, I was looking for it there, but great field position to start off tonight for the Raiders at the 46.
It is. We'll see, I believe, Colby Teeter at quarterback.
He's in the
no, I'm sorry. He's the tailback.
Yeah,
he's the tailback.
Quarterback's
behind center. Handoff into the line, around the right side, and a little bit of running room across midfield into Ricebird territory down to about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to have about 6 on first down.
The quarterback was crouched down so far behind the center that I didn't see him with the slot on the left.
Yeah, but that's number 8, Charles Thompson at quarterback, and Lynn, he's only listed at 5'9", so he was really tough to see back there.
And with that slot on the left side, he was completely camouflaged for me. Handoff right into the line, and maybe a yard. Brent's probably going to do it. I think we're going to have third down and about 3 coming up. And it is going to be placed at the 47 of the Ricebirds. So third down and 3 coming up for Riverview.
Yeah, third down and 3 here, 10-19 left to go in the first quarter. Riverview trying to take advantage of that great field position that they have here. Would love to pick up this first down and then keep the chains moving.
Third down, 3 from the far hash mark, moving to the right to the left. Hand off into the line with the pilot. Push.
Yeah, he was close there, but just a little short. Going to be fourth and a yard, and I would be shocked if they punted from here.
Just got a text from Brian Brewer, is listening to us in Cheyenne, Wyoming tonight. Ricebird football nationwide tonight. Thank you, Brian, for your note. Fourth down and 1 to the line. Look for a little hard count. Quarterback keeper, and let's see. The pile's pushing, and I believe he's going to have enough forward progress to move the sticks. Let's see where they unpile it and set the ball, and I believe, yes, it is a first down. Got about a half yard more than he needed, Brent.
Yes, he did. He needed 1. He got about a yard and a half. That's going to take it down just inside 40-yard line. 9:18 left in the first quarter.
Ricebirds with a quick 7-0 lead, scored with less than a minute to go in the, less than a minute gone in the first quarter to lead 7-0 after Hausman's PAT. Here come the Raiders, slowly and methodically, working it, grinding it out on the ground. Now back to pass, Looking's got a man, and it's going to be almost picked off. Deontay Clark in coverage. The intended receiver actually got a step on Deontay, but it's not hard for Deontay to make up a step.
Yeah, that's right. Great coverage there that time by Clark, Lynn. He didn't go for the like you want to do there. You know, with the team that just runs. He stayed with his man there and got a hand on it.
Second down, 10. Line of scrimmage is the Stuttgart 44-yard opening quarter. Stuttgart Ricebirds with a 7-0 lead over the Riverview Raiders out of Searcy. Send a man in motion from the right to the left. Handoff. Teeter into the line. Crosses the 40. Bulls his way down to about the 37-yard line. Number 30, Colby Teeter, 5'10", 190 pounds.
He's going to have about 6, maybe almost 7. We have third down and about 4.
Their radio guy told me before we went on the air that Colby Teeter is the face of Riverview Raider football. He has long hair and rides a motorcycle.
There you go.
Couldn't get a better Raider than that,
That's right. Yep.
There you go.
That's right.
And he's a good athlete. Number 30. And the Riverview Raiders are trying to get the play in and going to have to call a timeout. So let's take a quick 30-second timeout with them. You're listening to Stuttgart Ricebird football on Country 97.3 FM. We're part of the EAB Sports Network.
America needs a great move of God right now. We need a revival, and I'm inviting you to be a part of that. Hi, Alex McFarland here of American Family Radio, urging you to join us October 9 through 11, Southside Baptist Church in Stuttgart, Arkansas. Sunday morning, Sunday night, there'll be childcare provided Monday and Tuesday evenings. Their website, bcstuttgart.org. Let's join together and seek God for the revival that will save our nation.
And we welcome you back to Stuttgart Ricebird football, powered by Petrus in Stuttgart. And don't forget, you can check out the inventory at both Petrus locations online, petrusgm.com and at petrusautosales.com. Petrus, they got you transportation needed on Grand Prairie. 3rd down and 3 for the Riverview Raiders, coming out of a timeout from the Stuttgart 37-yard line. Sends a man in motion. Quarterback back to pass. Airs it out long. He's got a man and almost caught. And then good coverage there as well. But the height of the receiver got up there, and Brent looked like he got both hands on it, just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, I think he did. Pretty good coverage there. As you said, I believe that was, that was number 16, Contavian Daniels back there. Great to have him back. He's been out a couple games with an injury.
4th down and 3 for the Raiders. They're going to go for it. Quarterback behind center sends a man in motion, and he's going to line up in the backfield. Now he goes back to the slot position on the left side. They've got a slot on the right. Single back behind the quarterback. Quarterback's behind center. One wide out to the left. They take handoff into the line and runs into a brick wall of Ricebirds. Birds will take over on downs, no question about it. Running right into the meat of the Ricebirds line. And they met number 75 in there.
Yeah, nothing doing there when you run into him. Boy, big nose guard in there for the Ricebirds, and they absolutely stuffed Teeter.
Ricebirds take over, 1st down and 10 for their second possession of the ball game. They've got it at their own 37-yard line. 4 wide outs to the right. Single back now. And motion out of the backfield. And this is going to be a direct snap. Cedric Hawkins, 40, 45, midfield, 45, 40, 35, dancing, 30, cuts back to the center of the field, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and there's a flag down.
Yeah,
all the way back at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be another great Cedric Hawkins run wasted by a Stuttgart penalty. However, the flag was right where Cedric ran around that left end, so it could have had something to do with the play there. But boy, fantastic run downfield by Hawkins, but it's coming back.
I probably should, but I don't keep in my head the number of touchdowns that he had called back. But I remember a key one at Star City that was certainly made a difference in a ball game
sure,
down there.
Yeah. Well, throughout his career, Lynn, it seems like he's had 3 or 4 per season.
Yeah,
called back.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful run. I'm telling you, he was dancing and spinning out of tackles, and he is just so hard to bring down. But it all comes back, and the Ricebirds, after the holding penalty, will have it 1st down and 17 back at their own 30-yard line. 3 wide outs to the right. Snap again. It's going to be fumbled this time. Deontay Clark lined up at quarterback, and after he fumbled the snap, picked it up and gets it forward for about 3 yards, or 4 yards, let's say. It's going to bring up now 2nd down and about 13 for the Ricebirds from their own 34-yard line with 7:19 to go here in the opening quarter, in Stuttgart with a 7-0 lead over Riverview.
Yeah, it's going to be the Clark and Hawkins show, I believe, early on tonight on the ground here. We need some good blocking up front.
Absolutely. Again, 3 wide outs to the right, which is the wide side of the field. And Deontay Clark takes a snap following some great blocking by Hawkins. He misses, makes a man miss, and he is across midfield, and there is a horse collar tackle that's not going to get called, or at least it looked from here like a horse collar tackle.
Right, yeah.
But he is brought down all the way down at the Riverview 28-yard line. What a nice job eluding tackles. He is a hard one to bring down.
He is.
Sets the Ricebirds up first down and 10 at the Riverview 28-yard line.
38 yards on that run by Clark.
4 wide outs to the left. Clark in motion out of the backfield. Hawkins will take the direct snap. Dances at the line. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Ricebirds. He goes in backwards, and the Ricebirds stretch their lead 13-0 over Riverview.
34 yards, and as Lynn mentioned, he kind of got spun around at about the 2, but it didn't slow him down as he goes into the end zone backpedaling, and Cedric has his second touchdown of the night. That one of 34 yards. His first one was 6 yards, and the Ricebirds are up 13-0 with Jack Hosman on for the PAT.
Elliott Boyd's the holder, and
two-point conversion that time.
A little trickeration.
And the Elliott Boyd Lynn with a little shovel pass that time, and the Ricebirds pick up the 2-point conversion. That was number 18, Julius Gaither, who came around and caught that pass from Boyd, and the Ricebirds have a 15-0 lead.
All right. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout. You're listening to Stuttgart Ricebird football on Country 97.3 FM, part of the EAB Sports Network.
When it comes to harvest season, you're no stranger to long hours, which is why your Case IH dealer, Progressive Tractor and Implement in Stuttgart, is extending their parts and service hours to help you be ready during this crucial time of year. Trust factory-trained technicians to provide knowledgeable expertise and quick turnaround times. Ask Progressive Tractor and Implement about their next-day parts availability, and count on their professionals to help ensure that your equipment stays up and running all day or all night for maximum production in bushels. Contact your local Case IH dealer, Progressive Tractor and Implement, for more information.
And we welcome you back to Ned Mosley Stadium on the campus of Stuttgart High School in Stuttgart, Arkansas for 2-4A conference action tonight. And the Stuttgart Ricebirds with a 15-0 lead over the Riverview Raiders. Jack Hosman is going to kick off. He's just going to kick it into no man's land, but it's going to dance out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So Riverview will have their choice of having the Ricebirds re-kick, or they'll take it at the 35. And I think it looks like they're bringing their offense onto the field, so that will be the case. Riverview will have it first down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Second possession of the night for the Raiders. They picked up one first down on their initial possession, and then they were stuffed and turned it over on downs on their after their first down.
And the official's trying to mark it at the 34. It actually goes to the 35. Now they pick it up and get straightened out. Riverview will have it, and it's going to be on the near hash mark. The Raiders with their silver helmets, silver pants, white jerseys with dark blue numbers. On the near hash mark, moving from the right to the left. Quarterback behind center, and the Ricebirds jump, and there's going to be a free 5 for the Raiders as Nikhil Bradley, and hadn't mentioned Brent, but great to have Nikhil out there again tonight.
That's right. We got some Ricebirds coming back, and some still out this week, so it's still kind of shuffling players around on the line this week.
Trying to work around until everybody gets healthier, or at least most of them anyway.
Yep.
First and 5 for the Raiders. Handoff. Teeter right up into the line. Hard run across the 40 out to about the 43-yard line.
Yep.
Going to be about to gain a 3. Going to leave them 2 yards short of a first down, but it's going to be second down and 2 for the Raiders.
Bradley was the first one there that time. Got a hold of Teeter, and then a couple of the Ricebirds came in and cleaned up.
Here come the Raiders. Quarterback behind center. Sends the slot on the left in motion, hands off Teeter into the line. Ricebirds string it out across the line and bring him down after really no gain.
No gain, yeah. Cade Coates that time shot through the line from his linebacker spot and grabbed Teeter and then just drug him down for no gain.
Ryan Kazire out there kept him lateral as well. And quickly, third down and 2 for the Raiders from their own 43-yard line. 5:29 to go, clock moving, opening quarter. Ricebirds with a 15-0 lead over Riverview. Riverview back into the 4A classification after spending the last 2 years and
the ball's loose, yeah.
The ball fumbled between the center and the quarterback. Ricebirds say they've got it. Let's see. The man in the white hat agrees, and the Ricebirds get the turnover. Coming up off the bottom of the pile is number 11, Xavier Hobbs, for the Ricebirds. And the Birds will have great field position for their third possession of the night, already leading 15-0.
Yeah, the center snapped it, and the line took off, but the quarterback never moved and didn't get the snap that time. It's kind of a strange-looking play, but the Ricebirds will take it. And fantastic field position here.
Here come the Birds, straight to the line in front of Brent and I's broadcast position. First down and 10 at the Riverview 43-yard line. 4 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. Empty backfield. Deontay Clark takes a snap. Looks, he fires out, and he's got his man complete across the 40, 35, 30, and down to the 27-yard line on the reception. Kendrick Hawkins.
Yeah, number 8, Kendrick Hawkins took it just right down the line there and turned it upfield. 16 yards for Kendrick.
Moves it down to the 27-yard line of the Raiders. First down and 10, 4:50 to go here in the first quarter. Ricebirds knocking on the door once again. Checking in for the Birds, number 14, Jake Hayes. Ricebirds with the receiver cluster here on the right. Handoff, Hawkins trying to get the corner and does on the left side. 25, 20, 15, 10. Puts his head down, punishes a secondary defender down at the 7-yard line. Set the Ricebirds up. First down, goal to go.
20 yards that time for Cedric Lynn. And, boy, he knocked one of those Raiders back about 5 yards out of bounds. He lowered his shoulder and lowered the boom on him.
They mark the ball at the 8-yard line of Riverview. The Ricebirds first down and 10 quarter. Clock moving before 14 to go. 3 wide outs all the way. One of them even outside the numbers here on the near side. Clark rolling to his right, looking, turns on the speed. He's at the 5, dives towards the goal line, and he's out at the 1.
Yeah, down at the 1. I think he was looking for a little shovel pass to Cedric Hawkins that time, but the play wasn't there, so Clark smartly kept it himself and picked up about 6 yards, took it down to the 2.
Brought down by number 10, Bishop Lee for the Riverview Raiders. And it's going to bring up now, as Brent mentioned, second down, goal to go. Ball's now on the near hash mark. Here come the Ricebirds as they break the huddle. Deontay Clark is in shotgun formation. Cedric Hawkins standing to his right. Fakes to Hawkins, keeps it himself, puts his head down, powering his way toward the goal line. No, just short.
Well, I thought he was in. He's got the ball laying over the goal line, but I guess they said that his knee went down a little early. I sure thought he made it.
Boy, it is. You couldn't slide a credit card between football and the white stripe. But the Ricebirds, third down, goal to go. As short a distance as you can go.
It is.
Lost the ground. Have it.
Yes, they do.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. The Raiders are going to pick up the turnover at the 7-yard line. A little high snap back to Clark. And I think maybe Brent, he was ready to run before he had a good hold of it.
Yeah, maybe so. And he didn't get a good bounce either. We've seen so many times this year where the opponents for the Ricebirds were fumbled and the ball will bounce right back up to him. But, boy, not a good bounce that time for Clark, and the Raiders fall on it at the 7-yard line.
First down and 10 for the Raiders from their own 7-yard line. 2:37 to go here in the first quarter. Stuttgart with a 15-0 lead. Missed a golden opportunity to add to that. And waiting for the official to signal the ball ready to play, and not exactly sure what the holdup is. Now the official's making his way. was on the quarterback's back
He
as he was
was
handing it off.
He almost took the handoff that time.
He almost took the handoff. You're right, Brent. Wow.
He did, but he got the handoff to Teeter, and there was nothing going there that time. He might have lost a little bit, I believe, on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Him and Nikeel and Johnny Howard on that line are wreaking some havoc for the Raiders tonight.
They are.
3rd down and 8 coming up from just inside, well, from the 9-yard line. Quarterback takes, late pitch, and the Ricebirds, great pursuit on that far side, Brent, to bring the ball carrier down.
That was a Cade Coates that drug him down. Yeah, strung it out well for a gain of just about a yard. I believe that was number 1 for the Raiders.
Checking in for the Ricebirds, Ross Atkinson. Checking out, Julius Gaither. The Ricebirds are going to send Deontay Clark back deep. The punter here on 4th down and 6 is going to be standing a yard deep in his own end zone.
Clark and Hawkins back deep at the Raider 40-yard line.
The Ricebirds send another man off. Contavian Daniels comes off late. Good snap, and punt is going to be high, not terribly long. It's going to be fielded by the Ricebirds' Cedric Hawkins at the Riverview 36-yard line. So the Ricebirds get the ball back, although on the exchange between the fumble and holding them to 3 and out for the punt, the Ricebirds lose quite a few yards on there, but they have it back still. Great field position in Riverview territory.
Yeah, they do, Lynn. They're going to lose about 36 yards on that, but hey, a quick 3 and out by the Ricebird defense, and the offense is back out there.
34 seconds to go, the opening quarter. Stuttgart with a 15-0 lead and the ball. Clark in motion out of the backfield. Cedric Hawkins keeping it over the left side, 25, and breaks a tackle, and he's not going to break the second tackle as he gets down to about the 32-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on 1st down. Brent brings up 2nd down and 5.
5 carries, 83 yards for Cedric tonight. Deontay Clark with 4 carries for 75 yards tonight.
And that should just about do it for the first quarter. 7, 6, 5. They break the huddle, but 3, 2, 1, that's it. We've got 1 quarter in the books. The Stuttgart Ricebirds lead the Riverview Raiders 15-0. We're back with second quarter action on Country 97.3 in 1 minute.
Looking for a new job to get you where you need to be? Cross that goal line with ease by contacting Express Employment Professionals in Stuttgart. Feel like you're facing a 4th down and long in your job search? Express Employment Professionals can help you get the first down by making your job search easier with no cost to apply or find you a job. If your business is recruiting employees or hiring seasonal workers, don't throw a Hail Mary. Get with Express Employment Professionals and score like never before. Your number 1 team is Express Employment Professionals, 1904 South Main, Suite 1 in Stuttgart. Call 870-672-4568 or go to expresspros.com.
Hello, this is Kevin Wingfield with Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services in Stuttgart. If you're looking to purchase or refinance farm real estate, equipment, cattle, or need capital for your crop operating expenses, we finance it all. Our patronage program. At Ag Heritage, we have friendly loan officers, competitive rates, and most of all, a lender who provides you with a financing package tailor-made to fit your individual needs. Please contact Kyle Stovson or myself, Kevin Wingfield, in Stuttgart at 870-673-1558. Ag Heritage Farm Credit Services is an equal housing lender.
And welcome back to Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart, where the Stuttgart Ricebirds lead the Riverview Raiders 15-0 here as we start the second quarter of action. Handoff to A.J. Higgins over the left side is going to rumble, bumble, and stumble it all the way down to the 20-yard line, and a fresh set of downs coming up for the Ricebirds.
18 yards for A.J. Higgins. Lynn, boy, it's nice to see him back out there on offense after he was out a couple games as well, and he made it back for the Harding game, but boy, sure is great to have him back out there.
Deontay Clark will remain at the quarterback position with Higgins lined up to his right. 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Clark calling for the ball, takes it, rolls out to his right, now looking back to his left. Now he's going to tuck it and keep it. He crosses the 20 and gets down to about the 17-yard line, and that's where he's going to be brought down. A little uncertainty. I'm not so sure maybe if he didn't have pass on his line, if it was there.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. But he's going to have almost 4 yards on that play.
2nd down and 6 coming up for the Ricebirds here in the second quarter, moving from the right to the left, which is the south to the north, headed toward the concession stand area for those of you familiar with Mosley Stadium. Takes the snap, hands off over the right side, power running right into the line, all the way down to the 5-yard line. What a hard run by Higgins.
Yeah, 11 yards for A.J. Higgins. Yeah, Lynn, you know, we're so used to seeing Clark and Hawkins out there with their speed and their, just dancing around out there. But, boy, A.J. is just a bulldog back there. He just takes it straight ahead.
And showing great speed, too. He's going to line up to the left of Deontay Clark. Now they're going to move Atkinson from the left side to the right, where you got 2 wideouts, balls in the center of the field. Take, handoff, Higgins, right side, end zone, touchdown, A.J. Higgins for 6.
A.J. Higgins takes it 6 yards following that right side. Fantastic blocking on the right side of the Ricebird line, and boy, he just followed them all the way, a convoy, 6 yards right into the end zone, and the Ricebirds are on the board for their 3rd touchdown of the night with 10:32 left in the second quarter.
Jack Hossman on to attempt the PAT. Elliott boys had a little trickeration on the last one. Got a 2-point conversion out of it. This one is straightforward. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Stuttgart Ricebirds lead the Riverview Raiders 22-0. We're back with more Stuttgart Ricebird football in 30 seconds.
Duck season is just around the corner, and it's time to get your boat ready at Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. Tohatsu and Yamaha outboards are in stock now, and new War Eagle boats are arriving all the time. Financing is also available with quick approval in just 15 minutes. Whether you're in need of a new boat, a new motor, or just need a tune-up, come see our certified marine techs at Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. We'll get you ready for that next great duck hunt at Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart and online at maxpw.com. The hunt begins here.
And we welcome you back to Stuttgart Ricebird football, powered by Petrus in Stuttgart, with their 2 locations, 19th and Main Street for Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, and out across from Max Prairie Wings. That's 2350 Highway 63 North for Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And folks, I want to tell you, both locations are getting some inventory back in stock. They've got pickup trucks out at Petrus Auto Sales, about 10 new pickup trucks between Fords and Rams together. You got several new trucks, including HD over on 19th and Main. So if you're thinking a pickup truck, Mr. Farmer, it's fall, getting those crops out. Now's a great time. Go see them at either Petrus location. Petrus powering tonight's Stuttgart Ricebird football. And the wind is powering the football off of the tee a couple of times here at Mosley Stadium. Ricebirds, Hossman drills it right down central. It bounces off of one Raider right into the hands of another. He very alertly picks it up and gets it across the 45 out to about the 48-yard line. I believe that Bishop Lee was the one that ended up with it, number 10.
Yeah, Lee, great hands that time as the line drive went off one of the up men for the Raiders right into the hands of Lee, and he caught it and got about 5 or 6 yards out of it. But boy, he was Johnny on the spot that time with the sure hands.
And what could have been a disaster had that got by him after it had bounced off that initial Raider,
or if he didn't catch it, or just bounced back off of him.
Oh, it was going to be a free-for-all. Great kick by Hoskins.
The Ricebirds, great job by special teams of the Raiders as well. Quarterback's going to take pitch, coming to the near side. On the carry is number 2, Martinez. And now we got a penalty marker in the backfield, thrown back at about the 46-yard line. Let's see what is up there. Thrown in the area of a hole.
Yeah, great job by Hobbs of stringing that play out and making the tackle. And it is going to be a hold on the Raiders.
Negates a nice run by Martinez. And it's going to back them up to the 35-yard line. They've got to get all the way into Ricebird territory to the 43. 22 yards. First down and 22 yards to go for Riverview. The Raiders all stand up. They've got the little notes on their wrist of the plays. They all look at that. Now they look to the sideline. Quarterback behind center. Sends his wingman in motion. He's going to roll out to his left. Nikhil Bradley's chasing him. And he's going to have some decent yardage. He's going to get back almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And they out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So gain of 10 on that little sprint out. How about that speed from Nikhil chasing the quarterback?
Yeah, he did. He wasn't going to let him get free there.
Nope.
Well, yeah, he didn't quite get back to the original line. Stepped out just a little early, but a nice run.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 12. And he, again, picked up 10 on that little sprint out there. On the carry, of course, Charles Thompson, number 8 for Riverview. The Raiders back to the line. Wideouts on each side. Slots on each side. Tailback behind the quarterback. Sends the slot on the right in motion. Back to pass, going to air it out long, and the Ricebirds are going to pick it off at the 35. Coming back across to the 40, 42-yard line.
That was Kendrick Hawkins right there leaning. Boy, he looked like the intended receiver on that play.
Yeah, he really did. K-Hawk was right there and gets a nice return, and then credit the Raiders for bringing him down after a short return on that interception.
Yeah.
Because Kendrick in open field could be very dangerous. They bring him down at the Ricebird 41-yard line. So with 9:44 to go in the first half, Ricebirds get it right back, leading 22-0.
Yep. A.J. Higgins back out there at running back. He was just a bulldog on the last series. Picked up the Ricebirds' 3rd touchdown.
3 wide out. Ball's on the far hash mark. Going to send Higgins in motion now. Late snap and all kinds of confusion for the Ricebirds. This is going to back the Birds up 5.
Yep, delay of game.
And then the center went ahead and snapped it. A.J. started left and he cut back to the right, and then the ball was snapped. And
yeah, he could have.
Maybe the center was looking at the game clock.
Maybe he saw the clock and he just went ahead and snapped it. Yeah, you're right.
It's going to be 1st and 15 now for the Ricebirds from their own 36-yard line. Higgins in motion out of the backfield. Deontay Clark takes a direct snap. He just puts his head down. He's just plowing over Raiders all the way across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards, but he's got 12 on first down.
He does. A nice run that time for Clark. Right up the middle, following his blockers there. And as Lynn mentioned, 12 yards on first down, second down, and about 3 here for Stuttgart.
9:15 to go in the first half. Stuttgart with a 22-0 lead over the Riverview Raiders in this 2-4A conference hope matchup. Quick throw out into the flats, and not much there. Matter of fact, going to be a loss of a yard, I believe, on the play. Kendrick Hawkins.
Oh, that
or is that Cedric?
Yeah, that was Cedric. Yeah, it's going to be
lost out there.
Going to be lost of about 2 on the play. Good job that time by the Raiders of not letting Hawkins get free.
So the Ricebirds now 3rd down and 5 from their own 46-yard line. Clark takes, hands off, coming to the left side, and now back into the center of the line goes Cedric Hawkins, and he's going to be close, but Brent, I think he might be just a tick short, maybe the length of the football short.
Yeah, they're going to call it 4th down.
The ball just inside Raider territory, just beyond the midfield stripe, and they've got to get to the 49. So about a half a yard for the Ricebirds. 8:08 to go, first half. Here come the Birds on 4th down. 4th and 1. Deontay Clark at quarterback. Takes. He's going to keep it himself, and now a penalty marker is going to stop the play.
And that might be a good thing.
It might be, because I tell you, they had
penetration.
Deontay wrapped up
shy
of the midfield stripe. He would have had to have done some gyrations to get out of the grip.
But now maybe some of the Ricebirds let up as well. I mean, when they heard the whistle.
That's true.
But now it's going to bring up 4th down and almost 6 for the Ricebirds, and it looks like they're going to go for it.
Ball at their own 45-yard line. 7:55 to go here in the first half. Ricebirds with a 22-0 lead. Jack Hossman split wide to the left. One of 3 receivers split wide to the left. Cedric Hawkins in motion out of the backfield. Quick to fire across the middle, complete. 45-40, 35-30, 25 and down at the 22-yard line.
That's number 13, Ross Atkinson. Big catch there and run for Ross. Big first down.
Ross, big touchdown reception at Forest City a few weeks ago. Hauls it in right across the middle and just uses his size and strength to bully his way down and give the Ricebirds a fresh set of downs deep in Riverview territory at the 22-yard line.
32 yards on that throw and catch on fourth down and 5.
Here come the Birds to the line. 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. A.J. Higgins is in the backfield along with Deontay Clark. Higgins, they move him to the left side of Clark. Takes, fakes, Clark's going to keep it himself. He's got running room, 15, 10, 5, 3-yard line. Just bowling over defenders along the way. First and goal to go coming up for the Ricebirds.
19 yards, Lynn, and boy, you said it. He just lowered his head at about the 6 and just ran right over one Raider who was just barely able to trip him up at the 3.
Ricebirds with the ball right at the mark where you go for an extra point or a 2-point conversion. Right in the center of the field. Higgins to the right of Clark. Receiver cluster on the left. Everybody's in tight. Hands off. A.J. Higgins, and A.J.'s into the end zone. Touchdown, Ricebirds. Higgins with his second touchdown of the night.
3 yards for A.J. Higgins around the left side. So that's 4 carries for 38 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight for A.J. Higgins, Lynn. And Clark is already over the 100-yard mark. He has 8 carries for 109.
Great night so far for the Ricebirds. Jack Hossman on to attempt the extra point. Elliott Boyd's the holder, and the snap is fumbled, and Boyd picks it up. He's going to be tackled back at the 15. And Brent, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first missed extra point of the Ricebirds this season.
I believe you are correct. Yeah, I think you're right.
Ricebirds,
but that 2-point conversion comes up big. Yeah.
Right, 8-0. We're back with more Stuttgart Ricebird football
in 30 seconds.
America needs a great move of God right now. We need a revival, and I'm inviting you to be a part of that. Hi, Alex McFarland here of American Family Radio, urging you to join us October 9 through 11, Southside Baptist Church in Stuttgart, Arkansas. Sunday morning, Sunday night, there'll be childcare provided Monday and Tuesday evenings. Their website, sbcstuttgart.org. Let's join together and seek God for the revival that will save our nation.
And we welcome you back to Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. I'm Lynn Keller sitting alongside Brent Whitman. Glad to have you joining us tonight for Ricebird football powered by Petrus in Stuttgart. Hey, and don't forget, at both Petrus locations, you can get tires regardless of the year, make, and model of your vehicle. See the guys at either one of the Petrus locations. They can fix you up, and they can also get you an alignment. That's Petrus. They got your transportation needs on the Grand Prairie covered. Jack Hossman kicks off for the Ricebirds. It's going to be fielded back at about the 17-yard line, back across the 20, 25, and the pile's going to come to a screeching halt at about the 29-yard line, and that's where the Riverview Raiders will have it. First down and 10. Ricebirds lead 28-0 here with 6:25 to go in the first half.
A good coverage that time by the Ricebirds special teams. A nice kick for Hossman, the first time tonight that he's kicked it deep, and the Raiders are back inside their own 30.
And come with the ball in the center of the field. They come to the line. Quarterback behind center. He's got slots on each side. Tailback behind him. Sends the slot on the right in motion. Hands off to the tailback. That's Teeter. Power running as he crosses the 30. Gets out to about the 33-yard line.
Going to have about 4, and I'll tell you what, Lynn, he's not going to get cheated out there, is he? He's going to try to punish somebody. He's a hard runner.
He is.
Missed our conversation earlier about him. You know, their radio play-by-play guy was telling me he is the face of Raider football with his long hair and
a motorcycle.
And
he said he'll just run right over you, and he is. He's a great little athlete out there. Number number
30,
Colby Teeter. Here come the Raiders on 2nd down and 5. Take, handoff, Teeter again. This time right into the middle, and this time the pile is going to push for about 3 yards. It's going to leave him 2 yards short of a first down. Several Ricebirds right there, including Demarion Manning. Boy, he is having himself a heck of a game here tonight.
He has. He has been tough right up the middle of that Ricebird defensive line. Manning and Aiden Robinette clogging up that middle.
Yep, you bet. 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Raiders. Clock rolling towards 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Then you got Johnny Howard and Nikhil Bradley also on that line.
Here come the Raiders. Quarterback keeper. And boy, I don't believe he got it. Let's see.
No, I think he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah. The official on the near side signals 4th down. And let's see where they set it down. They're going to set it down. It's not maybe a full yard to go, but it's just
outside the 38, and he has to get to the 39. So about 2 feet.
Yep.
To go.
And it's 4th down.
4:25 left in the first half. Ricebirds with a 28-0 lead over the Raiders.
Decision time there for Coach Williams. Do you go for it at that point?
Yeah, he definitely is here. He is.
Either that or try a little hard count.
Yeah.
Quarterback hands off into the line, and good old standby there. Colby Teeter, I believe, is going to have the first down. He does. He moves the ball out across the 40-yard line on a good, hard run, just right in the defensive line.
And about 3. That's 11 carries for Teeter and only 27 yards. But, boy, those have been tough yards.
And he is kind of gingerly going off the field.
Yeah, he's
trying to catch his breath.
Yeah, he's been taking some punishment out there.
He doubles over on the sideline over there, but I believe he's going to be okay. Yeah, they get him some fluids, and hopefully he'll be fine. 1st down and 10, fresh set of downs for the Raiders from their own 41-yard line. Quarterback.
Yeah, he's just going to take it.
Just going to keep it himself.
Not much there, maybe a yard.
They're going to set the ball down at the 42-yard line. Gain of 1. 2nd down, 9 coming up. 3:20 to go. And timeout, Stuttgart. Ricebirds are going to talk about it. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout with them. You're listening to Stuttgart Ricebird Football on Country 97.3 FM. We're part of the EAB Sports Network.
Through November 14th, get up to a $70 Visa reward by mail-in or online rebate when you buy a set of 4 qualifying Cooper tires at Blue Seal Petroleum in DeWitt and Stuttgart. When you purchase a set of 4 new select Cooper brand tires, you could receive up to a $70 Visa reward. So go see the tire experts at Blue Seal Petroleum before November 14th. Fall savings on Cooper tires right now at Blue Seal Petroleum on South Whitehead Drive in DeWitt and South Park Avenue in Stuttgart.
And we welcome you back to Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart, site of tonight's 2-4A conference matchup between the Stuttgart Ricebirds and the Riverview Raiders out of Searcy. Ricebirds with a 28-0 lead. I'm Lynn Keller sitting alongside Brent Whitman. And the Riverview Raiders looking at 2nd down and 9 coming out of the Ricebird timeout. They've got the ball on the far hash mark, moving from the left to the right here in the second quarter. Raiders quarterback behind center, fakes into the line, keeps it out. A late pitch on the far sideline, and he's going to have a first down as they move the ball into Ricebird territory. Going to move it all the way down to the Stuttgart 46-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Raiders.
That's going to be about 14 yards for number 1. That was Pacheco on the late pitch. A nice play by the quarterback there, strung it out well, and a first down for Riverview.
Ball's on the far hash mark. The Raiders, silver helmets, silver pants, white jerseys with dark blue numbers. And, two men moving.
Sure
I did not there. Finally, we've got a call.
Yeah, the wingman on the near side just kind of flinched, and they already had one man in motion. And then there's a late flag coming in there from the back judge.
Let's see as they sort that out.
Yeah, I don't know if That's going to be somebody might have said something out there that he didn't like. I don't know what else it could have been because none of the players were actually involved in any action there at all. So let's see how we sort this out. They are talking about it. We know it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Raiders. Just don't know what the late flag was. Got 3:13 left here to go in the first half.
Got a note here from my good buddy Carl Humphrey. Said the SHS class of 1972 will hold their 50th year reunion next week. If attending, call Diane at 672-1918. And if you want to attend the football game, call Jody Abels at 659-7860. I know they'd like to get everybody together for that 50-year reunion, Brent. That's a special one.
Yes, it is. Yep, 50 years. That's right.
Thank you, Carl. Carl Humphrey, one of our loyal listeners and viewers here of Ricebird football every Friday night. Carl was manager of the state championship team back in 1970, 71.
And it was a personal foul on the Raiders, and it's going to back way up to the 36.
The Raiders back on their own end of the field. They got to go from the 36 to the 36. One into the other. Quarterback takes pitching, balls on the ground, and dreams of scoop and score.
Yeah, for Ryan Kazire there, but he just falls on it.
And that's good as the Ricebirds will take over at the 26, a loss of 10 on that fumble recovery for the Ricebirds. And they're right back in business. 3:07 to go here in the first half. They're leading 28-0 and knocking on the door for more.
Yeah, quarterback Thompson that time just tried that little pitch out to the running back, but the pitch was a little bit high and outside, and he couldn't come up with it, but Ryan Kazire was right there to fall on it.
1st and 10 for the Ricebirds. Ball's on the far hash mark. Birds moving from the right to the left, from the south to the north here at Mosley Stadium. 2 wide outs to the left. Handoff, Cedric Hawkins dancing around the right side, gets inside the 25, down to the 24. Gain of a couple is all for Cedric.
Yeah, good job by the Raiders on that play of containing Cedric. Only a gain of about 2.5, 2:49 left to go here in the second quarter. Ricebird would love to get 7 points here on the board to
invoke that sportsmanship rule, the mercy rule. We got 2 backs in the backfield flanking Clark. They send Hawkins in motion out of the backfield. Takes, hands off. Higgins coming to the near side. Powers his way down to the 20-yard line.
He's going to have about 4 for Higgins around the left side. 3rd down and about 4 now for the Ricebirds. 42 yards on 5 carries for A.J.
Ricebirds knocking on the red zone of the Riverview Raiders. Clock rolls to 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Plenty of time, no hurry for the Ricebirds.
2 timeouts left for Stuttgart.
2 wide outs to the left. 2 backs in the backfield flanking Clark. And again, they send Hawkins in motion out of the backfield. Higgins and the Ricebirds, a little confusion, so Coach Price says, let's take a timeout. Timeout, Stuttgart. Let's take another quick 30-second timeout with them. You're listening to Stuttgart Ricebird football on Country 97.3 FM. We're part of the EAB Sports Network.
Petros Auto Group is a proud supporter of the Stuttgart Ricebirds. This fall, while heading out to the game, arrive in style in a new truck or SUV from Petros. Wanting a 2023? Then now's the time to stop in and place your custom order on your new vehicle. With 2 locations in Stuttgart, Petros Auto Sales and Petros Chevrolet Buick GMC. We're proud to be your Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet Buick, and GMC dealer on the Grand Prairie.
And we welcome you back to Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. Excited tonight's 2-4A conference matchup between the Stuttgart Ricebirds and the Riverview Raiders out of Searcy. Ricebirds with a 28-0 lead, facing a 3rd down and 4 from the Riverview 20. Ricebirds with the ball towards the near hash mark. Clark now in motion out of the backfield. Cedric Hawkins takes a direct snap, puts his head down.
Penalty mark, and Cedric needs to go down. There they go. Brought down by number 30, Kobe Teeter. But a penalty marker on the play, and let's see what the call is.
Looks like the Ricebirds are going to be backing up here.
Matthew Hoskin checking in for the Ricebirds, number 64. It is going to be a hold against the Ricebirds, and that's going to back them up. And they're going to mark it off from the 22, so they're going to mark it back to the 32. They've got to get to the 17, so third down 15 coming up for the Ricebirds. Ball's going to be in the center of the field.
Let's see if Clark gets to put it to the air here again. He got a 32-yard completion on his last pass.
Chance Rabenek is going to be the tight end on the left side. And again, a low snap, and Clark does all he can do just to get on it. Nice job coming through there. Big number 45. I don't have him on my Riverview roster. He came boiling through there and almost got on the ball, but with the bad snap now, the Ricebirds are all the way back at the 38-yard line with fourth down.
And they have to get down to the 17, so it's about 21 yards to go. And they are going to go for it here. Let's see if Clark just puts it up in the air and see what happens here.
50 seconds to go. Clock moving here in the first half. Ricebirds with a 28-0 lead.
Or maybe they're just going to let the clock run down and take a penalty. And now
we're going to punt it, I believe.
Ricebirds just content to let the clock run down as far as they could, and then they'll punt it away. 38 seconds left.
With the penalty, that'll back it up to the 43-yard line. Jack Hossman on now to punt. He's going to be standing back at his own 45-yard line. So the Ricebirds have gone from the Riverview 20, the head line, going to be punting from their own end of the field. Hossman gets his foot into it.
Great kick's going to hit at about the 9. A little sideways, hit out of bounds, and great job by Jack Hossman pinning Riverview back just outside their own 10-yard line. Very effective.
Nice sideways bounce there, and just went out of bounds at about the 10 there. Yeah,
fantastic punt by Jack, and that is the first possession that the Ricebirds didn't get on the board here in the first half.
But sure is. First pregame tonight. Pregame meal tonight for the coaches and the cheerleaders and the players was provided by Southside Baptist Church. Thank you so much, Southside Baptist, for taking care of the pregame meal for the cheerleaders, players, and coaches tonight. Riverview, first down and 10 from their own 11-yard line. Quarterback takes, and goodness gracious, it
or just need a tune-up, come see our certified Marine techs at Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart. We'll get you ready for that next great duck hunt at Max Prairie Wings in Stuttgart and online at maxpw.com. The hunt begins here.
The main hub on South Main in Stuttgart is the place to go for nutritious meal replacement protein shakes and delicious energy teas, including favorites like the Ricebird Stomp, the Hub, and the Bobo. Teas to go to make at home are also available. The main hub has healthy protein waffles made to order and tasty donuts in classic flavors like banana nut bread, strawberry cheesecake, and everyone's favorite, chocolate chip. Open Monday through Friday, 7 to 4:30, and Saturday, 10 to 2. The main hub, 324 South Main in downtown Stuttgart. Call 870-456-2997 to order and follow the main hub on Facebook.
And we welcome you to the Southern Bancorp halftime show, coming to you tonight from Ned Mosley Stadium on the campus of Stuttgart High School in Stuttgart, Arkansas. I'm Lynn Keller sitting alongside Brent Whitman. We're glad to have you joining us tonight for Ricebird football. And for those of you that are tuning in on our EAB Sports Network Stuttgart Ricebirds YouTube channel, you can see the Stuttgart Ricebird Marching Band performing here for the crowd here at the half. I had some comments last week that, Brent, that you and I talked over the band. Well, here's the thing about that.
We couldn't even hear the band last week. We could barely hear
That's
it.
right. And we don't have a microphone on the field, nor can we put our sound with the band. But you can hear, for example, the drums and so forth in the background there as well. But let me tell you, Brent, even though last week was an off week for Stuttgart Ricebird football, that was junior high, JVs, everything, senior high and all, the band wasn't off. They they went to and earned a first division rating at the UAM Invitational Marching Assessment in Monticello this week. The percussion, color guard, and drum major also earned first divisions in their individual subcategories, and percussion was awarded outstanding section in our classification. So I got to tell you, the band is working hard, and they're putting on a show every Friday night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and as you mentioned, even when you don't see them out here, they are working hard, working hard on the routine and their competition routines and all that good stuff. So, yeah, they put on a very good show no matter where they're at.
And for those of you that are listening on the radio, try to describe the band, what it looks like a little bit to you. They're in full uniforms out there. Got a little Michael Jackson action going on right now. And as they all fall to the ground, but they've got their full uniforms, which is black slacks. They've got maroon and white tops. And then our color guard out there have a little bit different look as well. They don't have the traditional band uniforms. They've got long flowing skirts behind them, and their flags are red and black, and their outfits are red and black, a little brighter red than the maroon that the Ricebirds have on their uniforms. So great job out there right now as they continue to perform. And let's see. Let's take a second while we're watching them. And let me Gwen Hogan, Caitlin James, Kaylin Lindsay, Kaylee Logsdon, and Callie McCurley, Jeremiah O'Neill, Journey O'Neill, Skylar Ortega, Christiana Owens, Samuel Patton, Stephanie Riviera, Jasmine Shelton, Jalen Shelton, Kaylee Smith, Jacob Warren, Baylor Watson, and Ariana White. Our 10th graders, Aiden Atkins, Ray Serenity Racy, Elliot Serrano, Shantiana Terry. Our 11th graders are TJ Beard, Keith Trulio, and Ashlyn Warwick. And our seniors are Eric Beals, Jeff Henson, Parker Millard, and they're under the direction of Carrington Thompson is the drum major out there. Of course, Miss Shannon Hudgens, Mr. Kevin Sherman. And want to mention that Riverview did not be Kennedy captains before the Stuttgart Ricebird Marching Band. We're at the Gaither nothing, and then Hossman's PAT was. It's the Southern Bancorp halftime show coming your way tonight from Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. Southern Bancorp proudly supporting Arkansas with flexible lending, customized accounts, and financial development services aimed at helping put you and your family on the path to at least maybe get a number 2 seed into the playoffs. Got to take care of business here for 5 weeks in a row.
That's right. You know, we talked about in the pregame. You have another home game next week against a 1-5 Cave City team, which the Birds will be expected to win, and then you go on the road to Heber, which is not an easy place to play.
Never has been easy.
No, it hasn't. So that's a big game, and then you got your big road game at Lone Oak coming up in 4 weeks.
Still not happy that we're having to go back-to-back years to Lone Oak.
I know. That's one thing that I can't figure out. We know they drew. I don't see why you do that. If you have 3 teams lead and 3 come in, just slot those teams in to where the other teams left, and you just keep everything the same. I don't understand.
And I think that's
I can get it.
The Ricebirds and the Riverview Raiders, not strangers. They've met 6 times prior to tonight, and the Ricebirds have won 5 of those. As a matter of fact, the only loss to Riverview was the last time they played.
Yeah,
and that was right here.
Yeah, just it was that was the 1-9 season for the Ricebirds, and Riverview, I believe, ended up being the number 1 seed out of the conference. But boy, then the Birds took them down to the wire.
They did. 41-38 shootout loss for the Ricebirds on that. In a game really that started off, you just thought Riverview might just run away with it, but the Ricebirds just kept fighting. Had a hard time stopping the Raiders on that particular night, but still made it a very respectable game and lost by 3. And again, that's the only loss that the Ricebirds have suffered to Riverview.
But I got to admit, years back when Riverview came into our conference, I had no idea where that school was.
Yeah,
I think I had to look it up. I said, "Oh, it's in Searcy. What is it doing in Searcy?" But it's a it's a fairly new school, so I had no idea where it was.
Well, and it's a consolidation school made up of students that would have attended Kensett and Judsonia area, and there are some kids, of course, from the Searcy area there that can choose to go there as well. But when you go into Searcy, the traditional way that we've always gone from Stuttgart that way up through Des Arc and then go through Kensett, West Point and Kensett, and that way you'll come into Race Street, and your first exit there off of Race Street is the freeway, the 167, and that street right there is where they are located, right there next to the freeway there. And one interesting fact about, a little trivial fact about Riverview is it is very close to a river.
It is.
And we had a heck of a time getting out of there one particular year when the fog rolled in.
Yes, we sure did. Late in the game, the fog just came rolling in. It was a cool night, I believe, and it just came rolling in off the river there late in the game. Yeah, it was.
I remember, Brent, you and I couldn't see the down and yard markers on the far side.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I remember once I got about a couple miles out of town. It
clear
was,
as a bell.
Yeah,
clear as a bell.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was. Interesting little trivial fact there about the Riverview and the high school there in Searcy. Stuttgart Ricebirds have made their way out of the locker room at half and still waiting for Riverview to make their appearance. So let's take one more time out here on the Southern Bancorp halftime show. When we come back, we'll try to get you some scores from around, see what else is going on, and take a look at the other games being played in the conference. We got that for you coming up in 3 minutes.
At Baptist Health Clinic Stuttgart, they understand that with each new phase of a woman's life comes different health concerns. Educational services and a board-certified OBGYN to meet every need of the female body. From pregnancy and childbirth to exams, they deliver the utmost care you need to pursue a lifetime of wellness. For more information, please call 888-BAPTIST or visit baptist-health.com.
When it comes to harvest season, you're no stranger to long hours, which is why your Case IH dealer, Progressive Tractor and Implement in Stuttgart, is extending their parts and service hours to help you be ready during this crucial time of year. Trust factory-trained technicians to provide knowledgeable expertise and quick turnaround times. Ask Progressive Tractor and Implement about their next-day parts availability and count on their professionals to help ensure that your equipment stays up and running all day or all night for maximum production in bushels. Contact your local Case IH dealer, Progressive Tractor and Implement, for more information.
Prairie Implement Company in Stuttgart knows you have a demanding schedule and need to make the very most of your time. Sometimes a complex world demands a simple solution. Case in point, the new Power Star tractor from New Holland. With up to 100 PTO horsepower on tap, there's virtually no job a Power Star premium utility tractor can't handle. Mow, grade, bale, stack, load. Prairie Implement Company invites you to experience the greater ease provided by 64 to 117 horsepower engines, a spacious Vision View cab, and your choice of two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. For supreme convenience, New Holland's Command Art console in each Power Star tractor puts frequently used controls in one place, increasing your productivity. Work with greater power and utility in a new Power Star tractor. Stop by Prairie Implement Company in Stuttgart today to learn more.
Producers Rice Mill in Stuttgart is proud to sponsor this broadcast of Ricebird Sports. Producers is here for you year-round, providing the hometown service you desire. Producers supports community activities and is proud to be a part of the Grand Prairie. If you're enjoying this broadcast of Ricebird Sports, let our sponsors know, because without their support, this broadcast would not be possible. Producers Rice Mill in Stuttgart, supporting the community and Ricebird Sports.
This is Kim Bethay at Coker-Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop in downtown Stuttgart, letting you know that you'll want to start watching our Facebook and Instagram posts and stories for special prize opportunities featuring some of your favorite brands like Scout Bags, Snappy Screen on-the-go applicators, and touchless mist sanitizers, Happy Everything, and more. Follow our posts and stories on Facebook and Instagram today and see how and what you can win from Coker-Hampton Drug Company and Gift Shop in downtown Stuttgart.
And we welcome you back to the Southern Bancorp halftime show tonight from Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. I'm Lynn Keller sitting alongside Brent Whitman. We're glad to have you joining us tonight for Stuttgart Ricebird football. It's been all Ricebirds in the first half. They lead 28-0 here at the half. Brent, looking at some of the other games being played tonight, Ball Knob at Harding Academy. Do we have an update on that?
Well, I do, but I don't think I really trust it. It's got Harding Academy 13, Ball Knob 2 in the third quarter. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but okay, that's what we'll go with right now.
And we'll try by the end of the game maybe to get an update on that. Ricebird's opponent next week playing host to Lone Oak tonight.
Yes, I have Lone Oak 7, Cave City nothing. Still in the first half.
And of course, Heber Springs has the night off. Quickly looking ahead to next week, Cave City will be at Stuttgart. That'll be homecoming. Heber Springs will be at Lone Oak, Ball Knob at Riverview, and Harding Academy takes next week off. Hey, I want to mention also while we're talking about scores, how about those junior Ricebirds, Brent?
Yeah, picked up another big win last night.
They did. The junior Birds won over the junior Raiders 35-0 in Searcy, and the 7th grade Ricebirds undefeated on the year, Brent, 40-14. And let me tell you, it's tough to score 40 points
in a 7th grade game.
In a 7th grade game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. A lot of points scored there by the 7th grade, and also a lot of points being put on the board every week by the junior Birds.
No doubt about that. Hey, also want to mention Ricebird tennis team, Jake Hayes and Kamarion Pickett. Great job. They went to the state tournament this week. I still think they've got they're going to go, I believe, as conference runners-up to the state tournament. I think I'm right on that. Don't chisel that in stone, but hats off to those guys for the great job that they do. Hey, and how about our 9th grade golf pro, Hayden Prine, doing such a great job. He is representing the Ricebirds at the state tournament there. And, of course, Ricebird cross-country team, they're in the thick of their season as well. So a lot of Ricebird sports going on in the fall here, Brent.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of good fall sports there, as you mentioned, and the Birds are set to kick off here, and we're about ready for the second half.
We are. Thanks for listening to the Southern Bancorp halftime show here from Knowsley Stadium in Stuttgart. And moving up, putting his foot into it, Jack Hossman puts this one into the end zone. He's placed it all over the field tonight, Brent.
He sure has. He kicked it short, he kicked it medium, and now he's kicked it all the way into the end zone. So a fantastic kickoff, and he'll have the Raiders starting back at their own 20-yard line.
His last kick was a rocket. I mean, just like a cannon shot straight ahead, bounced off the up man and was retrieved by one of the Raiders. But Jack has been placing it all over the field. Great job tonight, as always, by Jack Hossman. Here come the Riverview Raiders as we start the second half of action. They've got it at their own 20-yard line, first down and 10, moving from the right to the left on your radio dial, from the south to the north here at Mosley Stadium. The Raiders with silver pants, silver helmets, white jerseys, dark blue numbers. Ricebirds in all maroon, and boy, there's a lot of maroon covering up that ball carrier on first down for a loss.
Yeah, Cade Coates was the first one there. Held up Teeter, then several more Ricebirds came in to finish up the play. It's going to be a loss of about 1.5 yards.
No doubt about it, Kobe Teeter is the bell cow for the Riverview Raider offense. And a loss of nearly 2 that time brings up second down, almost 12. Ball between the 18 and 19-yard line of Riverview. The Raiders out of Searcy. Here comes the quarterback behind center. Slots on each side, one wide out to the left. He fakes into the line, keeps a late pitch. Ooh. Oh, what a collision out there on the far side. Is that Cade Coates
That is
again?
Cade Coates, Lynn.
Oh, my gracious.
He just put his shoulder into number 2 and knocked him about 3 yards sideways for no gain.
Oh, my goodness. Third down and 11 coming up for the Raiders from their own 19-yard line. Just underway, second half. Ricebirds with a 28-0 lead, looking for their first win in conference action this season. Week 6 here already as we are into the second half of the regular season.
Fantastic football weather tonight, though.
It is just an absolutely gorgeous night. Here come the Raiders from balls on the far hash mark, moving from the right to the left. Send a man in motion, the penalty marker now. I believe delay a game.
Yep.
I think saw the
play
clock go all the way down. It did.
Delay a game.
Want to remind everybody, next week is homecoming here in Stuttgart. Make your plans now to attend whatever you can. There'll be a parade. There'll be coronation of the Queen next week. Of course, the football game against Cave City. And, of course, don't forget that annual Booster Club fish fry.
That's right.
At the Grand Prairie Center, that outstanding Yoder fish or chicken. Tickets are just $18, and you can dine in or carry out, either one. The Grand Prairie Center is now open again, and here's another flag.
Yeah, 2 men in motion there that time by the Raiders. Going to back them up another 5. And yeah, you talk about homecoming, and we always have a fantastic crowd for homecoming, but I tell you what, a pretty good crowd here tonight as well.
A decent crowd tonight, and a few Raider fans across the way as well. See a lot of their cheerleaders on the far side over there have all pink pom-poms. I noticed that earlier, and in the recognition of October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Had a big pink balloon release here as the team came out of the run-through at the start of our broadcast tonight. Quarterback he's rolling to his left, and he's going to be chased out of bounds at the 22-yard line, well short of a first down.
And he's going to pick up about 12, but not near enough.
Thompson, a right-hand quarterback rolling to his left, was going to have to make an awkward throw if he was going to stop.
Yep.
So it brings up 4th down and 8 for the Raiders from their own 22-yard line, and punting situation back deep for the Ricebirds. The dynamic duo.
That's right, Clark and Cedric Hawkins.
Clark and Hawk. And here's a nice punt. Turns over. It's going to be taken by Cedric Hawkins at the 49. He's going to cut all the way to the far side. Gets across the 45, 40. Breaks one tackle, and he's going to be bear hugged by about 6 Raiders. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A return of about 22 yards for Cedric Hawkins.
Yeah, that was Kobe Teeter there was the first one to kind of grab him, and then 2 or 3 more Raiders got Cedric down, and they're going to mark it at the 31. So fantastic field position for the Ricebirds to start the second half. They had 6 possessions in the first half, 4 touchdowns, 1 fumble, and 1 punt.
And they were easy on the chain gang that time, Brent. Only had to move it 1 yard.
That's right.
They back it up to the 31. Ricebirds have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 31-yard line. Birds up 28-0. Another touchdown, an extra point would get this clock moving quick. Deontay Clark takes the snap, starts to his right, dances around a defender and gets about 8 yards on 1st down. Nice job by Sparky Clark.
It was 8 yards. It takes him up to 115 yards on 10 carries tonight. Clark having a fantastic game out of the quarterback role, stepping in for Melnchuk, who is injured.
Showing some nice dance moves after getting ready for the homecoming dance.
There you go, next week.
3 wide outs to the left, 1 wide out to the right. Sends Cedric Hawkins in motion out of the backfield. Clark fires it out. Got Hawkins complete. 20, 15, 10, 5. It's easy. Touchdown, Cedric Hawkins. Oh, he made that look so easy.
At 23 yards, and I tell you what, he picked up a couple good blocks there when he caught it to kind of spring him, and then with his speed, nobody on the other side of the field came close to touching him. And that is Hawkins' 3rd touchdown of the night, a 23-yard reception from Clark. And Clark is now 4 for 4 on the night with 1 touchdown passing. And the Ricebirds are a point away from having the clock run here.
And
it's good.
Good snap, good hold, kicks up, it's good, and the Ricebirds have taken a 35-0 lead over Riverview with 8:52 to go, and the clock is moving. We're back with more Stuttgart Ricebird football in 30 seconds.
America needs a great move of God right now. We need a revival, and I'm inviting you to be a part of that. Hi, Alex McFarland here of American Family Radio, urging you to join us October 9 through 11, Southside Baptist Church in Stuttgart, Arkansas. Sunday morning, Sunday night, there'll be childcare provided Monday and Tuesday evenings. Their website, sbcstuttgart.org. Let's join together and seek God for the revival that will save our nation.
And welcome back to Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart for Stuttgart Ricebird football, powered by Petrus in Stuttgart. Hey, out at Petrus Auto Sales across from Max Prairie Wings, they've got on display one of the new Ford Lightning electric trucks. This is the future, and if you want to see it, come on by and take a look. They've got one on display. Petrus Auto Sales out across from Max Prairie Wings, 2350 Highway 63 North. And Jack Hossman kicks off and is going to drill this one into the end zone. And Riverview will have it first down and 10 at their own 20. And, of course, the clock is moving continuously here in the third quarter.
And Riverview on their first possession of the second half went backwards with some penalties and then some great Ricebird defense, forced a punt. And then the Ricebirds quickly took it downfield and got their fifth touchdown of the night.
Here come the Raiders to the line. First and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Ball's in the center of the field. The Raiders moving from the right to the left, south to the north. A little hazy moon above the stadium here. Quarterback hands off into the line, straight ahead.
This number, I think that's big number 44 in there. He's a 5'9", 225. He's a load. He is a load. He looks like a nose guard back there.
Yes, he does.
And he's going to run for no gain, though. I'll tell you what, number 75, Manning, is having a fantastic game in there. He is stuffed up that line pretty good.
He sure has. Raiders kind of short-handed tonight. I see 20 players dressed out. And the Ricebirds move and going to be offsides. Going to give the Raiders 5 yards. Second down and 5 coming up. It moves the ball to the Raider 25. Clock moving towards 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Wideouts on each side. Man in motion, going to hand again to big number 44.
Yep.
Let me tell you what now, he's a double handful out there. He's got 4 Ricebirds before they finally bring him crashing down.
You got number 24, Peyton Thompson in there, and big number 62, Nikhil Bradley wrapped him up, but not before he got a couple of yards because he is tough to bring down.
68, is that Jordan Phillips in there as well?
Yes.
Big 10th grader for the Ricebirds.
Yes, he's in there as well.
Third down and 4 coming up for the Raiders from the 26.5-yard line. 5 minutes, 15 seconds, clock rolling. Birds up 35-0 in this 2-4A conference game.
Quarterback takes straight ahead.
He does, and he's going to have a first down. He moves the ball out across the 30, nearly the 32-yard line. Fresh set of downs coming up for the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders. They don't have much of that vertical passing game of the Raiders of the 70s,
no,
do they?
They sure don't. I don't see a Blitnikoff out there.
No, I don't either.
Or a Blanda, either one.
No.
And we've got a little movement on the line out there, and both teams are pointing at each other. Let's see what the guy in the white hat, this is going to be offsides against the Ricebirds. So another free 5.
And Ricebird coaches are saying, well, that was a false start that caused us to jump, but that's not what the referees say. So now we got first and
about 6.
Yeah.
Ball's at the 36-yard line. Got to get to the 42. Handoff into the line. Boy, strong run by number 44 again. He's going to be right at the first down mark.
I think he's got it. He got about 5.
I think he does too. They set it down, and where they've set it down, that is a first down for the Raiders. 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. Lots of fresh jerseys for the Ricebirds out there on defense. We'll try to get you some names here as we go. Quarterback is just going to keep it himself. And riding him across the line, Kamarion Pickett.
I see Chance Rabenek in there. I see Kevin Conway in a D-back spot here on the near side. I see number 34 in there. That's Colby Barnett.
I see Blaine Kittler, I believe, number 79 at nose guard. Blaine's tough to move out of the way.
Yes, he is.
Second down, 7 for the Raiders. Ball's toward the center of the field. Quarterback fakes into the line, now pitch back, and Rice breaks a tackle on the far corner, but he has got a first down into Ricebird territory all the way down to about the 40-yard line before he's corralled. On the carry was number 2, Martinez.
And he's going to pick up about 15. He slipped a tackle right at about the line of scrimmage and then picked up 15 yards. So this is the best drive for the Raiders tonight with 2:30 left in the third quarter and the clock rolling.
Peyton Thompson out there, defensive end on the left side for the Ricebirds. Bird defense digs in, 2:20 to go, third quarter. Raiders hand off, big number 44 into the line. And finally pulled back with a little help. Kittler in there, also Kamarion Pickett.
Avery Robnett as well, number 65. He's going to have about 4 yards, Lynn. We got several reserves in there for the Ricebirds, but I don't think we're going to see that much from the Raiders simply because they don't have them over there tonight.
No, they don't. There's not but 20 players dressed out, and 11 of them are on the field.
That's right.
Second down, about 6 to go from the Ricebird 31-yard line. Handoff into the line again. Big rugby scrum pile, pushing and pushing. Caleb Barnard in there for the Ricebirds.
Like about 3 yards we're going to give them.
Pickett's going to check out, and Jake Hayes is going to check in. And number 14, Alan Perez, checks out for the Raiders. A minute to go here in the third quarter. Clock moving continuously. Checking in for the Birds, Elliott Boyd. Checking out, Kevon Conway. Take handoff, big number 44 right into the line. Jake Hayes got on his back first. Blaine Kittler gets him around the legs. Also number 62.
Jordan Phillips checking back in for Kittler in the middle of that line.
30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Clock running continuously with the mercy rule, the sportsmanship rule. Ricebirds with a 35-0 lead over Riverview. Ricebirds look to even up their conference mark at 1-1. Heading into homecoming next Friday here at Mosley Stadium. Looked like maybe a busted play, and the quarterback's going to go down for a loss back at the 35-yard line. He started, looked like he was going to hand off to the left. Nobody was there, so he started right and then went to turn around, and when he did, his feet slid out from under him. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter with our score, the Stuttgart Ricebirds 35, the Riverview Raiders 0. We're back with the fourth quarter of action in 1 minute.
America needs a great move of God right now. We need a revival, and I'm inviting you to be a part of that. Hi, Alex McFarland here of American Family Radio, urging you to join us October 9 through 11, Southside Baptist Church in Stuttgart, Arkansas. Sunday morning, Sunday night, there'll be childcare provided Monday and Tuesday evenings. Their website, SBC. Let's join together and seek God for the revival that will save our nation.
Get 20% off any carport, metal building, or garage over 26 feet wide this month at Jimmy's in Stuttgart, Brinkley, Clarendon, and Helena, West Helena. Also save 10% off any Premier portable building on the lot. Through October, save 20% off a new carport, metal building, or garage more than 26 feet wide, and 10% off any on-the-lot Premier portable building at Jimmy's. Call Jimmy Spears at 870-468-8236 before October 31st to take advantage of these offers. Jimmy's Premier portable buildings and Arkansas carports in Stuttgart, Brinkley, Clarendon, and Helena, West Helena. That's 870-468-8236 and online at shedsofclarendon.com.
And we welcome you back to the fourth quarter of action at Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. I'm Lynn Keller sitting alongside Brent Whitman. Glad to have you joining us for Ricebird football, powered by Petrus in Stuttgart. As we start the fourth quarter of action, Riverview Raiders looking at 2nd down and 16 from the Ricebird 35-yard line. Quarterback back to pass, got a man wide open and overthrows him, incomplete. Intended receiver was number 10, Bishop Lee, but just put a little bit too much under it, and it falls incomplete.
A big tight end there, 6'2", 210, Bishop Lee, running free down the seam, and the ball was just overthrown, or the Raiders would have had 6.
Clock moving continuously here in the 4th quarter. The mercy rule in effect of the Ricebirds with a 35-0 lead over Riverview. Riverview now looking at 3rd down and 16 from the Ricebird 35-yard line. Sends a man in motion. Quarterback, again, hands off up the middle. And a little bit of running room, stays on his feet, breaks a tackle. Is going to be well short of a 1st down. And finally putting the finishing touches is Jake Hayes out there.
Yeah, on the block, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
He was. He finished off that block well. That was, I believe that was that Teeter back in there carrying? No, yeah, it was Teeter back in there carrying. It's going to be 4th down and about 3.
Number 2's coming back onto the field, and that's Martinez. He's limping as he comes back onto the field. Must really be shorthanded. 4th down and 3 for the Raiders. Send a man in motion. Ricebirds jump, and let's see if they were drawn off or if it's another offsides. It is. Ricebirds going to give a free 1st down to the Raiders on 4th down and about 3.5. Ricebirds jump offside.
Yeah, I think that double wing there coming in motion has kind of got some of the Ricebirds just a little bit jumpy there, and they're just getting in the neutral zone.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders from the Stuttgart 18-yard line. Quarterback behind center. Again, he slots in motion. Handoff and powering his way inside the 10 down to the 6-yard line. I believe it is
going to be a 1st down. That was Kobe Barnett on the tackle, gain of about 7. And that's the 1st down and goal at the,
7-yard line. And here come the Raiders. Quarterback's behind center. He's been there all night long. Slots on each side. Sends that right slot in motion. Handoff to big number 30, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. They take the goose egg off the scoreboard with 9:07 to go here in the 4th quarter.
It was a long time-consuming drive by the Raiders, just eating up 4 and 5 yards there sometimes, a carry, and they finish it off on the ground. Kobe Teeter, 16 carries, 47 yards, 7-yard touchdown. And it looks like Teeter will hold for number 7. Look like Johnny Montavon on for the extra point. It's up, it's low, and it does look good, and it is.
It is, and the Riverview Raiders put 7 on the board. They trail the Ricebirds 35-7. Clock moving continuously here in the 4th quarter. We're back with more Stuttgart Ricebird football in 30 seconds.
Quality service. People, see Harry's Rapid Lube at 2208 South Timber in Stuttgart or phone 672-7200. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And we welcome you back to Stuttgart Ricebird football. Stuttgart Ricebirds lead the Riverview Raiders 35-7 with 7:30 to go here in the ball game. I'm Lynn Keller sitting alongside Brent Whitman. Glad to have you joining us tonight for Stuttgart Ricebird football, powered by Petrus in Stuttgart. Don't forget 2 locations, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, are located on 19th and Main Street. And out across from Max Prairie Wings at 2350 Highway 63 North, it's Petrus Auto Sales, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Petrus, they got your transportation needs on the Grand Prairie covered. Riverview Raiders kick off after they score, and a short kick is going to be fielded in the air by the Ricebirds. I believe that was number 27, Johnny Howard.
Yes, it was. Yep.
And I got a little clarification on Johnny's situation last week, Brent.
Okay.
He forgot his jersey.
Oh, well, there you go.
So he
was
wore
wearing number one.
He wore number 1. Had me confused there for a little while, but nonetheless, you were very sharp and picked up that was Johnny wearing number 1, and it was. So, but that was the deal. He forgot his jersey, so he was wearing number 1 last week. Glad to have him back in the old familiar
That's
number
right,
27.
Yep.
1st and 10 for the Ricebirds from their own 48-yard line. Handoff into the line, dancing around across midfield all the way down to the 47-yard line of the Raiders.
That was Conway.
Goes Kevon Conway for the Ricebirds, number 20.
Good run there for Kevon, picks up 5.
Moves the ball into Raider territory at the 47 with 5:50 to go here. Clock moving continuously. Ricebirds with a 35-7 lead. Led 28-0 at the half. Led 14-0 after the first quarter. Low snap back and picked up and lucky to get hands back on that one. It looks like Xavier Hobbs in at quarterback for the Ricebirds now.
It is.
But a low snap, hard to handle, but he does get back on it and actually picks a yard or two back up, and I think I see a flag, Brent.
Yep, I do see one right in the middle of the field.
And I'm not sure what that will be, but I think the gentleman in the white hat's fixing to tell us, and the Ricebirds are going the wrong way.
It's going to be a chop block on the Ricebirds.
And they did that in a very short space because that play, that play was a fumble to start with.
Yeah.
Man, is this a penalty and a half? This is going to take it all the way back to the Ricebird 37-yard line. Mm-hmm. So they've got 21 yards to go.
Yep. 4:42 left and the clock rolling here in the fourth quarter.
See big Kamarion Caldwell out there for the Ricebirds. Split wide to the right. Ulysses Hernandez, number 15.
I believe that's Trace Carlin here on the near side, number 10.
Xavier letting the play clock milk all the way down. Takes, hands off. A little bit of running room coming to the near side. All the way out across midfield. What a run by the Ricebirds.
Said a good speed there by Conway following his blockers, and he's going to get it back into a third down and manageable here.
Yeah, absolutely. Moves it all the way to the 49 of Riverview.
Picks up about 14 on that carry.
3rd down and 7 coming up now. Clock under 4 minutes to go in this one. Going to get out of here a little early tonight.
Yes, we are.
Get set for homecoming next week. 2 wide outs to the right. 2 to the left. Xavier Hobbs waiting for the play clock all the way down. Good clock management there. Takes a snap, hands off. Conway starts left, gets across the 45, down inside the 40-yard line. Nice run. Kevon Conway, and some nice blocking out in front of him by Tremont White, number 23.
Another 10 yards for Conway. He's up to 3 carries, 29 yards, showing good speed and quickness.
Elliott Boyd in there as well. Ulysses Hernandez is checking out for the Ricebirds. Also see number 35, Zacharias Jeffries. Elliott Boyd will be split to the left along with Jeffries. Number 40 for the Ricebirds, Ian Hillman, split wide right. Send Jeffries in motion, hand to him on a speed sweep, trying to get the corner, and he does. Gets down
the ball's
inside
out.
the 35. The ball's on the ground. Big scramble for it. Let's see. The Raiders said they've come up with it, and big number 45 confirms it as he comes out of the pile with it. Number 45 on the recovery. I don't have him on my roster for the Raiders, but the Raiders stopped the Ricebird drive. And with 2 minutes and 15 seconds, clock continuing to move, the Raiders will take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Ricebird defense wants to dig in and keep them off the board. Here come the Raiders. Quarterback behind center. Got a tailback behind him. Slot on each side. He hands to the tailback, and he just turns his back in rugby style, has everybody pushing and keep pushing, and they finally blow the whistle.
Yeah, on a player like that, you don't want to try to grab up high. You want to take them legs out from under him, don't
exactly.
You? That's big number 44. He's going to pick up 8.
Second down and 2 from the Riverview 39-yard line. 1:20 to go. Clock moving. Number 25 checks in. Gary Shelton for the Ricebirds. Checking out is number 65, Avery Robnett. And handoff, big boy again, all the way out to the 48-yard line.
It's going to be a first down for
it is.
Nicholas Franklin on the carry.
Unless they hustle, this is going to be one of the last plays that they run.
They might get 2 more.
Clock is at 45 seconds to go. Ricebirds going to move to 4-2 on the year, 1-1 in conference. Pitch back to number 1, Pacheco, and he is going to get into Ricebird territory down about the 41-yard line. Kobe Barnett on the stop for the Ricebirds.
And they're going to have to hustle if they want to get one more. The clock is at 15, 14, and I don't think they're going to run another.
No, they're done. And this one is going to go in the books as a Ricebird win, 35-7. The last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's all zeros on the scoreboard. Stuttgart Ricebirds move to 4-2 on the year, and the Riverview Raiders fall to 1-6 on the year. And the Ricebirds get set now to host the Cave City Cavemen next Friday here at Ned Mosley Stadium, and it will be homecoming for the Ricebirds. That'll be the second of a 2-game